I'm Chris Sarles, and I am the CEO of Oregon Fruit Products.
Ed Miletus, Chairman of the Board, Oregon Fruit Products.
My name is John Miletus, and I'm an investor in Oregon Fruit Products and the middle son of Ed Miletus.
The family business that I was involved with for most of my career was Columbia Distributing Company, and originally was started by my grandfather, and then my parents, and then I was in business with my three other brothers. And I think my parents had a significant degree of confidence in, they gave us all the tools that they were able to give us, and these boys got to figure it out on their own.
My father started Columbia Distributing in 1991, and so I was 7 years old around that time. And it was a family company that grew exponentially, and it was one that we ended up working. It was my first job was in the warehouse doing breakage in the summer. My younger brother worked with me as well, and my older brother worked in merchandising and eventually wine sales.
You know, one of the things that I've appreciated about working with the family and watching their kids come into the business over the years is the way that through this privately held, professionally managed, what Ed and Cindy have done is really worked to teach the kids, quote, how to be professional owners.
The company grew pretty well. At some point, it didn't really become a family company anymore. You know, it grown so large, and there was back in 2012, there was an offer for the company, and decided to sell it.
Prior to that, I began to diversify some business holdings, which the first major holding that we diversified into was Oregon Fruit Products.
You know, I feel very fortunate that I've worked with the Milituses now for 25 years, from our time at Columbia Distributing until the time when they came and tapped on the door and said, you know, would you like to join us at Oregon Fruit Products? And so I've had an opportunity to work with them and to watch their vision and the way that they grew Columbia Distributing from a, call it what was a small, relatively speaking, business to a regional powerhouse.
How could it come from the family, especially as you get larger? If you have a company of 18 people, the odds that the best one could come out of the family aren't that low, because you're going to tutor and make. If you have a company at 2,700, which at Columbia 2,700, the odds that the best person to run that company is coming out of this family is almost nil. And yet, if you take care of the family business, the needs of the family get taken care of.
My younger brother, Andy, is involved at one of our companies, Portland Bottling, and he's got an executive role there. On Oregon Fruit Products, it's my two brothers, Brian and Andy. My dad and I are on the board level, and we also, as a family, own a portion of a healthcare IT company called Healthco Quadris. After the sale of Columbia Distributing, as a family, we got together and trying to figure out, okay, what next? And there's very much an entrepreneurial spirit with the brothers, with my dad and I.
All of those companies have done rather well, not without their bumps and bruises along the line, but we've been able to increase revenues, increase profits, and increase employment in all three.
Having been recognized by the Center for Family Enterprise, in the category of business renewal is an incredible honor, for both what the Miletus family stands for, but also for me to be able to sit in this seat and to know that we're carrying forward the Gaylor family tradition that started in 1935.
It's a huge vote of confidence. I think it speaks a lot to the culture of the company. It speaks a lot to Chris.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to our family. I'm most excited for what I think it means to all of the employees at Oregon Fruit Products, because it means that all of their hard work, they are well on their way to executing what we've wanted to have happen all along, and that is becoming a very viable, important, and a gratifying place to work for all of our growing base of employees.